This is the case of perimembranous VSD with direct Gerbode defect. In this image, what you see, you can see flow between left ventricle and right atrium. That is Gerbode defect. Any flow that comes from left ventricle into right atrium, that is Gerbode defect. But that comes directly, then direct Gerbode defect. If it comes through right ventricle, then that will be indirect Gerbode defect. Indirect means flow coming from left ventricle into right ventricle and then into right atrium. That is indirect Gerbode defect. Flow is coming from left ventricle into right atrium directly without intervening, without coming out within right ventricle. That is direct Gerbode. From left ventricle directly to right atrium. That is direct Gerbode defect. This case has got direct Gerbode defect. You can see this image. This is left ventricle, this is right atrium, and flow is coming from left ventricle into right atrium without touching any portion of right ventricle. That is direct Gerbode defect. So this case is the perimembranous VSD with direct Gerbode defect. You see this in this image. Flow is coming from left ventricle, that is also going into right ventricle and also going into right atrium. So this is Gerbode defect with perimembranous VSD with Gerbode defect. So VSD with Gerbode defect. Sometimes Gerbode defect is taken as TRZ, and that will show you severe pressure across this, and that will give you the false indication of severely raised RBSP. So this case is perimembranous VSD with Gerbode defect. You see, again you see, this is the part of left ventricle, and this flow from left ventricle into right atrium. This is Gerbode defect. From left ventricle into right ventricle. This is VSD. So perimembranous VSD with Gerbode defect. You see the size of perimembranous VSD. Again, you see how the flow is coming from right ventricle. Sorry, from left ventricle to right atrium. Differential diagnosis in this case, if your differential diagnosis could be coronary artery to right atrium fistula. But when there is this fistula, flow is continuous. That means present both in systole and in diastole. But in this case, what you see, flow is not present throughout the cardiac cycle. So the flow is no flow is here and flow is there. No flow is there, flow is there. That means flow is not throughout the cardiac cycle, not present during both systole and diastole. So this is VSD and Gerbode defect, not coronary artery to right atrium fistula. So that is the point to remember in this case. If it is fistula between coronary artery and right atrium, in that case the flow will be continuous. That means present both during diastole and systole. That is a DD. You have to remember. Thank you.